Welcome to our video. Today we focus on helping you improve your English pronunciation and speaking skills using a method of the shadowing technique. Shadowing involves listening to the local sound and repeating it out loud 1 second behind the speaker to improve pronunciation, rhythm, and fluency. If you struggle to keep up with the speaker, you can adjust the playback speed in the settings to slow it down and make it easier to follow. Follow along, practice with us and see how much progress you can make. Let's get started.
Welcome. This story is written to help learners at the A1, A2 level improve their English. You're ready? Let's begin. The Courage of Clara. Once upon a time, in a quiet little village surrounded by tall, green hills, there lived a young girl named Clara. She was kind-hearted, hardworking, and always dreamed of doing something great. But Clara had one big problem. She didn't believe in herself. Clara lived with her father, a carpenter, in a small wooden house by the edge of the forest. Her father always told her, "Clara, you can do anything if you try." But Clara would shake her head and say, "Oh, Papa, I'm just an ordinary girl. I can't do great things." A whisper in the forest. One sunny morning, Clara decided to take a walk in the forest. She loved the sound of birds singing and the rustling of the leaves. It made her feel calm. As she walked deeper into the woods, she noticed a soft golden light shining between the trees. Curious, she followed the light until she reached a small clearing. In the middle of the clearing stood a beautiful old oak tree, its branches stretching wide like open arms. Under the tree, there was a tiny, glowing creature with wings as delicate as silk. It was a fairy. The fairy looked up at Clara and smiled. "Hello, young one," the fairy said in a soft, musical voice. "You've found me. I am Leora, the fairy of dreams." Clara's eyes widened. "A fairy? Dreams? Is this real?" she asked, barely able to believe her eyes. Leora laughed. "Yes, it's real. I can sense your heart, Clara. You dream of doing something special, but you're afraid. Let me help you." The quest begins. Clara was amazed and nervous at the same time. "But I don't know how to do anything special," she said. "Ah, but you do," said Leora. "Let me show you. I will give you 3 small challenges. If you complete them, you will see how brave and capable you truly are." Clara hesitated but finally nodded. "All right, I'll try." Leora clapped her hands, and a tiny golden key appeared in the air. "Your first task is to use this key to open the gate at the top of Bluebell Hill. There you will find a surprise." The first challenge. The next morning, Clara set off towards Bluebell Hill. The key was light in her hand, but her heart felt heavy. What if she failed? As she climbed the hill, she found an old iron gate covered in vines. She placed the key in the lock, and with a click, the gate opened. Behind it was a beautiful garden full of flowers Clara had never seen before. In the middle of the garden was a small golden book. The book had a message written on its cover. "Your courage is stronger than you think." Clara smiled. "Maybe I can do this after all," she thought. The second challenge. That evening, Leora appeared again. "Well done, Clara. Now for your second challenge. There is an old well in the village square. It has been dry for many years. I want you to bring it back to life." Clara frowned. "But how can I do that? I'm just a girl, not a magician." Leora simply smiled. "Believe in yourself and think carefully. The answer is within you." The next morning, Clara went to the old well. She looked inside and saw that it was full of stones and dirt. If the water can't flow, the well will stay dry, she thought. Clara decided to clean the well. She worked all day, pulling out stones and digging out the dirt. By evening, she was tired and her hands were sore, but she didn't give up. Suddenly, she heard a soft gurgling sound. Water began to flow, clear and fresh. The villagers gathered around and cheered. "You did it, Clara," they said. "You've brought the well back to life." For the first time, Clara felt proud of herself. The final challenge. That night, Leora appeared once more. "Clara, you've done wonderfully. Your final challenge is the most important. Tomorrow you must help someone who is in need, even if it's difficult." Clara nodded, though she wasn't sure what the challenge would be. The next day, As she walked through the village, she saw a boy crying by the river. He had lost his dog, and he was afraid it had gone into the woods. Clara hesitated. The woods were dark and full of strange noises at night. She was scared, but she remembered Leora's words. Help someone in need, even if it's difficult. Taking a deep breath, Clara stepped into the forest. She called out softly, "Here, little dog. Where are you?" She searched for hours, listening carefully. Finally, she heard a bark. Following the sound, she found the little dog stuck in some bushes. Clara freed the dog and carried it back to the boy, who hugged his pet tightly. "Thank you, Clara. You're so brave," he said with a big smile. A new belief. That evening, Leora appeared one last time. "Clara, you have completed all 3 challenges. Do you see now how strong and brave you are?" Clara nodded. "I never thought I could do these things, but I did. Thank you, Leora, for believing in me." Leora smiled. "The courage was always inside you, Clara. I only helped you see it. Remember, you can do great things if you believe in yourself." From that day on, Clara was no longer afraid to try. She became a source of inspiration for her village, always ready to help and face challenges with a brave heart. And so, Clara's story spread far and wide, teaching others to believe in themselves and never give up.
Thank you for watching the video. We hope this video was helpful for your English practice. Don't forget to subscribe, share, and leave a comment below. Your feedback helps us improve, and by sharing your thoughts, you can connect with others on their English learning journey. Let's grow together. See you next time.